Have you ever noticed that you're the most motivated at night? You tell yourself tomorrow's going to be different. You're going to wake up early, go to the gym, stop wasting time, and finally start building the life you've been thinking about for months. Then tomorrow comes, and somehow you're right back where you started. I used to think I just wasn't disciplined enough. But then I realized something: motivation was never the problem. Believing that I needed it was. I used to think motivation was like fuel. I thought if I could just get enough of it, maybe watch enough videos or listen to enough podcasts, that I could finally become the person I wanted to be. The problem was, it felt like I was filling a bucket with holes in the bottom. I'd pour motivation into it all day long, then by tomorrow morning, it was empty again. For the longest time, I thought the solution was finding a bigger bucket. I never realized I was trying to solve the wrong problem. Have you ever watched a motivational video and thought, that's it, my life changes tomorrow? You clean your room, buy a notebook, start writing down goals, maybe even tell your friends that you're finally locked in. And for a few hours, you genuinely believe you're a different person. Then tomorrow shows up. The excitement disappears, and suddenly, the things that felt easy yesterday feel impossible today. That used to happen to me all the time, and I'd blame myself. I'd think, maybe I'm just not disciplined enough. But now I think motivation works more like caffeine. It's incredible while it's in your system, but eventually it wears off. The problem isn't that the motivation fades. The problem is that we keep expecting it not to. Think about building a campfire. Most people think of motivation as the fire. I don't. I think motivation is the match. The match is important, it gets things started. But if all you have is the match, the fire dies in seconds. So, what keeps the fire alive? Logs. You have to keep adding them. That's every workout, every page you read, every uncomfortable conversation. Those are the logs. Motivation might start the fire, but your habits are what keeps it burning. For years, I kept buying more matches instead of just collecting wood. Have you ever tried pushing a car? The hardest part isn't keeping the car moving. The hardest part is getting it to move. Once it starts rolling, momentum does a lot of the work. Your brain works the same exact way. Starting the workout is harder than finishing it. Opening the laptop is harder than working. Recording the first 5 minutes is harder than recording the next 10. We think motivation creates action, but most of the time, action creates motivation. Momentum is earned, not given. Here's something I realized: your brain is like the world's greatest defense attorney. It can justify almost anything. You've had a long day. Tomorrow would actually be better. Time to start. One day won't make a difference. And technically, your brain's right. One day usually doesn't matter. The problem is, your brain says the same exact thing tomorrow, and the next day, and the day after that. Eventually, one day becomes a year. This is probably the biggest lesson I've learned. If you only work when you're motivated, you're renting your future to your emotions. Think about it. You're letting whatever mood you woke up in decide what kind of life you're going to have. Some mornings you'll feel unstoppable. Other mornings you'll feel tired, stressed, distracted, uninspired. If your emotions are in charge, your consistency will always be unpredictable. At some point, I stopped asking, do I feel like doing this? Because honestly, the answer didn't change anything. The work still had to be done. I still watch motivational videos sometimes and listen to podcasts, and I still get fired up from it, which there's nothing wrong with. Just don't build your life on it. Build your life on something that lasts longer, because motivation is like weather. Some days it's sunny, some days it's pouring rain, and you can't control the forecast, but you can decide whether you're still going to walk outside. That's what changed everything for me. I stopped waiting for the perfect weather, and I learned to walk in the rain, because people you admire aren't the ones who always feel motivated. They're the ones who learned how to keep moving after the feeling disappeared.